When I was a little bitty boy, my grandmother bought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling-o.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, want you to play with my ding-a-ling, 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 I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then Mama took me to grammar school, but I stopped off in the vestibule. Every time that bell would ring, catch me playing with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh,
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, 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 I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
oh, that is beautiful. You know what I heard? I hear two girls over here singing in harmony. That's all right, honey. This is a free country. Live like you want to live, baby. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna knock it, darling. Yeah, freedom. Yes, sir. There's one guy right over here singing mine, too. That's all right, brother. Yes, sir. You got a right, baby. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Tell you. Once I was climbing the garden wall, I slipped and had a terrible fall. I fell so hard I heard bells ring, but held on to my ding-a-ling. Oh.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, 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 I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
You know that's future Parliament out there singing? Oh, yeah! Once I was swimming across Turtle Creek. Man, them snappers all around my feet. Sure was hard swimming across that thing with both hands holding my baby.
Yeah, where's Paul?
Who's calling?
I'm calling about the job, salesperson.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, Paul.
Speaking.
What do you need me to sell, babe?
Excuse me?
What do you need me to sell? I'm calling about the salesperson job.
What do I need you to sell?
Yeah, sell cars? What's the story here?
You sell cars?
You got it.
Where do you sell them?
I sell them up in Middletown, upstate New York. I had a little problem over there, though. That's something I don't want to talk about.
Middletown?
Yeah,
Okay. What's your name?
Paul. Paul Rizzo.
Paul what?
Paul Rizzo.
Rizzo?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I live upstate.
Okay. That's a long haul from,
Yeah, well, you know, for some people, maybe.
Okay.
Let's talk about selling cars, Paul.
Okay.
What do you... I could sell whatever you need sold, I'll sell it. You got... Bring in a tank, I'll sell the fucking thing.
Yeah, how far away do you live, though?
About 60 miles.
60 miles?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm there early every day.
I'm worried about mileage on a car.
Don't worry, I'll use my own car, Paul.
Okay.
I'll drive it silly. Silly.
Now, why do you want to drive 60 miles to go to work?
Hey, that's my business. You want to sell cars through me or what? See, I had problems up there in Middletown. I got to get the hell out of that area. I grabbed some guy. He's, he don't know if he wants to buy. I push his face right in the fucking hood. You know, tell you buy this fucking car, I'll break your fucking head. I had problems over there, Paul.
Well, it sounds like if you did that, you'd have problems anywhere.
You know, it's hard times. These fuckers, they gotta buy. I need dough like anyone. So what do you think? We got something going here or what?
I don't know. I don't run that kind of operation.
You see, here we're off to a bad start. You know?
But I don't run that kind of operation.
We'll see, well, I could tone it down a bit, you know, maybe choke a few people here and that's about it. Hey, it works. You think it's funny? It works. I sell.
Yeah, but I don't run that kind of operation.
I'm silly. I'm telling you, I'm silly.
Yeah, I don't run that kind of operation. In fact, the salesmen don't even quote prices here.
Let me try somewhere else then, okay?
All righty.
All right. See you later, Nits.
Okay.
Right.
ready to go. Ready to go. You're weird in tears, too near and too far away. He said, so red, went home, stayed in bed all day. T-shirt, dished up, always love the one you heard. It's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shouting out, it's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop having it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, shout it out. You sleep too deep. 1 week is another one. Big mouth, drunk out. You get what you deserve. You're strange, insane. One thing you can never change. It's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, it's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop having it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, shout it out. Ready to go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Confused, always love the one that hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you. It's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, it's the crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop having it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, it's the crack, baby, I'm ready to go. Baby, I'm ready to go. Baby, I'm ready to go. Baby, I'm ready to go.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, roger. What's our vector, Victor?
I'm ready to go. Baby, 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 I'm ready to go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Coming to you live from Redwood Shores, California. It's the Tony Bruno Show on EA Sports.
Looch, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? What's happening?
Where's the tree? The tree's gone.
Took it out. It's at the curb.
Oh, you are much uglier without the tree behind you, bro. All right. And Nick the Flick should be joining us shortly. Yes, I am available.
I think it was Joe Q who was wondering if you could do that.
Yes. I am available for weddings and bar mitzvahs and whatever else you need. So
A brisk. You do a brisk? No?
Man, there is a lot of shit. Did you see these Cowboy fans? These Cowboy fans are absolutely. I marked my board so I know where stuff is now. I made little notes. Because like I can turn this. I know where it is. And
the Post-its, stuff like that.
Yeah, little stickies right here. So, let me see. Nick is. I don't know. I brought Nick in. I don't know what's going on, Nick. Yeah, these Cowboy fans are whack. I mean, it takes a sick individual to be a Cowboy fan. I don't know how else to put it. I have something here. Let me grab this and play this. I'm sure you guys have seen this because I guess this is a trending TikTok thing now with these Cowboy fans, and I don't get it. I mean, whether your team wins or loses, you still got to get up and go to fucking work the next day to pay your bills. But these guys are sick.
How it started?
Where you at? Where you at? Let's go! Let's go! Go! Let's go! Come on, baby! Yeah! Yeah, baby! That's right, baby! You don't know what to do. 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 Get tired. You got it. We got it. We got it.
Kelvin Joseph punched it away.
You got it. Come on. Come on.
Initially,
Cowboy ball.
the ball was kicked. I thought I saw a Dallas.
Cowboy ball. Yeah. 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 Cowboy, baby.
How it ended?
What does Prescott have in store here? Also a game-ending pick.
Got a nice setup.
Yeah, he's got a nice setup right now. Anyway.
You always let them down.
Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my god.
That was a nice one. That was nice. That one had reminiscent sound of the picture tube popping, didn't it?
Fucking morons, man.
Damn.
You know, I did feel like doing that after the season finale of The King of Tulsa. I don't know if anybody watched that show, but oh my
That's
God.
a good show.
You think? Did you see the season finale? I felt like smacking my TV. It's horrible.
Yeah.
No ending. It was so anti. You're waiting for this whole big mob war and all this.
Well, it's gonna come, but you know that girl gave him up and stuff. So,
how's everybody doing?
what's up, man? Got
Good.
it going on over here. We're having a good day. Everything's good. How about you guys?
All right. All good in the hood, man.
All right, Mr. Duncan, Mr. Looch,
just living the
Mr.
dream.
Johnson, living the dream.
Duncan's on his way to beautiful Florida. Today is Florida Day. Celebrate Florida Day. Yeah, I don't understand. Florida joined was the 27th state. I saw Tony Bruno posted this. It was the 27th state to join the United States in like June of such and such a year, but they celebrated today as National Florida Day. So
Good for you, Florida. Good for you.
Happy National Florida Day.
A lot
National
going on
Florida.
down there in Florida.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
always.
So check
There's
this out.
always
Here's something really cool. We are live right now on Twitter Spaces. I think I had to do this through Bluetooth. It appears that it's working. It appears that no one is listening, but I did not hype this up at all on Twitter Spaces. I figured let's go through it one time first and see if it worked, and then we can hype it up. But it says one listener, but that one listener is actually us. So
Is that us?
yeah, and it says music under my name. I don't know. We have to figure out how to work this thing. But anyway, yeah, we got a really cool show. We got a lot of guests coming on tonight. We got Tony Bruno. Tony, if you would hit knock, and I'll bring you on. We're gonna break down these games coming up, and I got to tell you, Mahomes really. I think Mahomes screwed all of us with our picks, because if Mahomes doesn't get hurt, I hit a 4-team freaking parlay. But Mahomes gets hurt, the Chiefs don't cover. And then, they don't pay anything for 3 out of 4.
Yep. Not 2 out of 3. No 3 out of 4.
No.
What, on your picks last week?
Yeah. I was 3.
I got 3 and 1.
That's what I had. That's what Duncan had too. Who'd you lose?
The only game I got busted on was the Bills.
Oh, you took the Bills?
I did, yeah. I took the Bills. I thought they were gonna scratch and pull and get the game and pull it out, but it didn't happen, dude. They got spanked. They got spanked. But I picked the Eagles over the Giants, and the Giants really got spanked.
I got some commentary later about the Bills, just so everybody's prepared for that.
But 3 and 1, I was happy.
Yeah. The Kansas City game is the only one you had to really, wrap your head around. The Mahomes thing going down, kept the game a lot closer. You weren't going to get your number. Was it that late the Dougie P cover play, kicked the field goal, cut it down? I mean, it is what it is. Everybody in Vegas was sitting there sweating it anyway. So whatever. House always wins on that shit. We'll figure out a way to do it.
Joe Burrow.
The Jags played pretty good though, man.
Yeah, they played pretty well. Yeah, played pretty well. Joe Burrow is a fucking beast, dude.
Dude, he's like the Dangerfield of the NFL, dude. He gets no respect. Nobody pays attention to this guy. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Dude, I have.
What is that? You guys hearing that?
Yeah, I heard it too. Where it came from.
And it's
It wasn't me.
Somebody squeezed one out.
Looch, man, you can't be passing gas on the air, brother.
Come on, man. What the hell's going on here?
Isn't that the Stern Show, dude? We don't do that shit here, all right? Come on, man.
Chef Tom, Florida. There you go.
Italian food.
So Duncan made a bonehead move. He's coming down to Disney, and he flies back up north on Sunday.
When
he flies north on Sunday, he'll be flying during the game.
Yep.
Ooh.
Mad because that Mickey Mouse is gonna take all his money.
Oh yeah.
Unreal, dude. Unreal.
Yeah. I heard that place is real expensive right now.
Oh,
too.
it's ridiculous expensive, dude. It's ridiculous. A friend of mine went there they went for Christmas, and and believe it or not, it was cold, but dude, he spent a fortune just to get in.
And is it true that they don't do the meal? They don't do the meal plans anymore.
Yeah, they still do that, but yeah, dude, it's still expensive.
So this one, Santa Claus, as a group thing, did. I guess it's like 4 days, 3 nights or whatever. So it's 26, 27, 28, come back on the 29th. 2 park days in the middle, but just strictly Universal. The kids wanted to do Harry Potter. So Santa brought them.
That's awesome, right?
Harry Potter thing. So they'll have one day where they can, do the one side of Harry Potter, the next the other side of Harry Potter. They got it to where they can go eat where the people in the movies eat, the Wicked Broom place and the Hogwarts Castle kind of shit or whatever. So it's a good time. Let them have it. Enjoy it.
It's cool. No, it's cool.
They'll ride the train. They're all geeked up for the train. So I'm excited for the train. I want to see how that thing goes, too. But but no, Disney proper itself is its whole other entity, man. That thing is just. I talked to a friend about that, and he says crazy. It's like $150, $160 just to get in the door. That's before any rides, any passes, any food, anything. It's like, no, I'm not spending $10,000 to go to Disney for 3 days.
Well, Joe, I think Joe Q just volunteered to do a live podcast. So if you get the Wi-Fi on the plane, he'll do like Burnsy and Tony did with the World Series. He'll do a play-by-play for you, so you can listen to the game.
Yeah.
Just
I think they have in-air Wi-Fi, and I think
they do.
I think that comes along with the preferred shit or whatever. So
who
I'll
you
be plugged in
flying?
somehow? American.
Okay, yeah, they got it. They got it.
So
Look at that. And what's really exciting, all right, it's always exciting when the great Tony Bruno joins us, because he used to have standards, but now he obviously lowers them way down to get on with us. What's even more exciting is tonight, Robin is going to perform live.
Yeah.
This is really, really exciting. You have no idea what's going to happen. How you doing, Mr. Bruno?
Oh, my mic wasn't on. Sorry about that. What's going on, guys?
How are you, Tony, sir?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
We are excited. How are you? I mean, let's get right into this, because I know that you're a Hertz man and you're an Eagles man, and the Eagles laid a ass whooping on Chef Tom's Giants this past weekend.
Sure did.
And a lot of people that studied for hours and hours and hours and hours and dissected that game thought maybe the Giants might, they looked really good against Minnesota.
I was one of them.
They didn't show up at all.
Well, that's what's great about football, because you look at these games and the numbers, everybody says Vegas knows, they know. They didn't think the Eagles were going to win by, what did they win by, 24 points or something like that?
Something like that.
Nobody would thought that was going to happen. Nobody. And so that's why there's point spread. So once the Eagles got started, you could feel it right away in that game. And, the Eagles had gotten started early also in the past, but then they, the defense would take the foot off the gas, and then the team would come back, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there in the second half saying, oh my God, they're a one possession game and they could blow this. So that's what happened in the Giants game when they played that what turned out to be an important game for the Eagles. The final game of the season, the regular season game, where the Giants didn't give a shit. I mean, they started nobody, yet they went out there and played hard. And we saw teams that are not as good as the other team play hard this entire postseason. I mean, look at Cincinnati. I was all over Cincinnati last weekend. And everybody's like, oh, no. Buffalo, they're at home. They're Buffalo. Listen, I love the Bills. Don't get me wrong. But the people keep forgetting the Cincinnati Bengals were in a Super Bowl last year. Talk about teams that nobody paid attention to. Joe Burrow, right now, after that game, everybody's now putting him in the elite, because he is in the elite. This guy's done it 2 years in a row. And if he goes into Kansas City and he beats them again, where he has multiple times, then what do you say about Joe Burrow? So Joe Burrow's great, man. I mean, it's fun to watch. This is the thing about this, guys, is that you're seeing the best teams, the teams that were supposed to be there, got there. Nobody fluked their way in. Tampa Bay, somebody had to win that NFC South, and Tampa Bay stumbled in across the line and won that crappy division. Well, you saw what happened. The Cowboys just went down there and beat the hell out of them. And so the Giants had a good year, but the Eagles won, at home, and in that environment, it just went out, it got out of control. I don't remember a game that dominant in a playoff game. And the best part is, when you look at the way the playoffs have changed, when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl in 2017, remember, they didn't just have to win 2 games. If they could get out and win this, that means the Eagles be playing the entire season to get the best record and to get the home field with the new 14-team system that they've had for a few years. You only have to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no doubt.
You only have to win 2 games. It used to seem like you had to win 5 games. All right, we're 3 more away from the Super Bowl. 2 games and you're in the Super Bowl. It's unbelievable.
So let me ask you this: with Joe Burrows and with Cincinnati, okay, they've beat Kansas City 3 games in a row.
Yep.
If you're looking at this game to bet on it, and I think right now Cincinnati's favored by a point, does that make you nervous? Because you can't. There's only so many times in a row that you can beat a team before they're going to get you. Where are you at on this game?
I don't know. I mean, now you have the X factor, which is the ankle situation. With
high ankle sprain.
Yeah, high ankle sprains, and when you see those, you say, "Well, it take a long time to heal," and most of them do. I remember when in baseball, a high ankle sprain would get the guy on the 30-day disabled list. So because you have to run on it, and Mahomes is he's without a doubt the best guy still standing. Hurts hasn't had a chance. Obviously, my buddy Craig Carton up in New York got a lot of Eagles fans pissed off. I don't even saw that. He did, and people are coming at me. Well, and I said, my man Craig Carton trying to get the Eagles fans pissed off because he did. I don't know if you saw this, but he did a 4 quarterbacks who are the best, who in order, who's 1 through 4 the best quarterbacks still standing in the final 4 of the NFL, and of course he had Mahomes 1, Burrow 2, and then everybody said, well, he's going to put Jalen Hurts 3rd. He put Brock Purdy 3rd and Jalen Hurts 4th, and of course that just sent Philly fans absolutely into a shitstorm of this son of a bitch. People don't forget, Craig Carton was on WIP before he went to New York. Same thing with Mad Dog Russo. Chris Russo worked in Philadelphia, and they didn't like him in Philly, and then he went to New York and became a household name. So, just because New York and Philly are similar as far as the fan bases and the sports talk show hosts and the media, where they're tough guys and they don't take any shit and they just say what they mean. These guys worked in Philly and it didn't work out for them, and then they went to New York and became monsters. So that's what it's all about. Craig Carton is a friend. I'll defend him. He went through some tough times, but he got a chance, came back, did his time, and now is doing well again. So I just said it's so funny how people get worked up over what some guy on TV or radio says about their team. Now I saw 49er fans online all pissed off at ESPN because one of their guys is saying that the Eagles are a better team than the 49ers. It's like one man's opinion. Why do we get all crazy? Phil Simms, who, by the way, he called us last week at 8 o'clock when we were on the air, finally getting through because we were playing phone tag, so we couldn't get him on. But, Chris Simms, his son, Phil Simms' son, has been trashing Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. So am I supposed to hate Chris Simms because he's not trashing? He's just been saying things that a lot of fans don't like. And that's what happens in sports. Joe Buck was a guy in Philly. Everybody thought Joe Buck was rooting against the Eagles whenever he did a game. Guess what? People all over the country, when Joe Buck was doing games on Fox, thought that he was rooting against their team when he was on. So that's the way fans are. We always trash it. It's okay if we trash our own favorite teams, but if an announcer appears to be saying something that you don't think is good, that's what happened last week to Chris Collinsworth. No, not to Tony Romo. Tony Romo in that game in Buffalo, every Buffalo Bills fan thought that Tony Romo was deep-throating Josh Allen during that game. And they thought that he was rooting hard for the Buffalo Bills based on some of the things he was saying. So that's what fans do. And that's what most of these broadcasters don't really care, to be honest with you. I know that they're not rooting against your team. Joe Buck's a St. Louis guy. St. Louis doesn't even have a team anymore. So he's supposed to root for the Rams because they used to be in St. Louis. So that's the thing that's funny about sports because, we are the only ones who are allowed to call our quarterback a stiff. But if, and by the way, these guys never call players stiffs. They may make an observation about them. Imagine doing a really bad game and you're, one of these great announcers. You can't go out there and just trash the team that's not as good as the other team. So I just think it's how we are as fans. We wear our hearts on our souls, on our sleeves, whatever we wear our hearts on these days. I usually have a heart on down below, not on my sleeve, but that's another story for another time. I was just asleep. You don't realize I actually fell asleep tonight. At like 7 o'clock. I was out cold, man. I don't know what happened. Well, we went to the chiropractor.
Yeah, he got it up for you, AJ. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Loves you, man. He loves you. It's amazing.
Who's that?
He loves us. Hey, but that Jalen Hurts he's special though.
Yeah, I mean he's not.
I think he's special. I think I watched him. I'm not an Eagles fan or nothing like that, but what I have watched him, the guy is good. And supposedly they thought he was going to be crap coming out of Alabama or something, that he wasn't really going to be a NFL quarterback.
Yeah, no, he. Remember, I don't know if you saw it. I posted a video because Brock Purdy, for the most part, unless you're a real college football fan, nobody's watching Iowa State now. Kirk Ferentz, the coach at Iowa. Iowa's the big team in Iowa. Iowa State, they're a Big 12 team, and Iowa's been in the Big 10. Kirk Ferentz is a Pennsylvania guy, and I got to know him, so I love Kirk Ferentz, and I've always liked Iowa football, but, I'm not an Iowa football fan. I just root for him because I like Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. But Iowa State, if you watch Brock Purdy play, I posted it on my Twitter feed at Tony Bruno Show. It was the highlights of a game they played. It was like the 11th week of the 2019 season, and it was Jalen Hurts playing for Oklahoma, remember, because he transferred from Alabama to Oklahoma. So he was playing for Oklahoma, and he was playing Brock Purdy and the Iowa State Cyclones. And you have to watch the video. Brock Purdy was absolutely lights out in that. Jalen Hurts, remember, you know who one of Jalen Hurts' receivers? Well, let's see if any of you football guys know who one of his top receivers, and he wasn't even his number one receiver at Oklahoma for your great friend, Jalen Hurts. You know who his number one receiver was, or second receiver was one of his top receivers? CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Hurts was throwing the football to CeeDee Lamb in college. And yet you do think of CeeDee Lamb, Cowboy, and I joked the other day, and I said, boy, if only Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys, they would have found a way to win that game. So anyway, go watch the video. It's a regular season game. It wasn't a bowl game. It wasn't a championship game. It was a regular Big 12 game, 2019. Jalen Hurts for Oklahoma versus Brock Purdy for Iowa State. And the game it's just, you won't believe it. It's one of those, I can't believe this is happening. There wasn't much defense being played, but both quarterbacks were lights out. And I watched
shootout. It was a shootout.
Yeah, it was 42-41. In fact, Iowa scored in the last seconds, and then they went for two. They didn't go for the tie and play the ridiculous overtime system in college where every team gets the ball at the 25 and they keep going until somebody doesn't score. They went for the win. They went for the whim and missed the 2-point conversion and lost by one. So crazy game. And Brock Purdy, not a lot of people knew him. And the San Francisco 49ers justifiably are getting credit for taking the guy with the last pick. But when you take a guy with the last pick, you're not really thinking about, hey, this guy's going to
he's going to play like this.
He's going to come in and save the season for you. Remember, Nick Foles, when the Eagles picked him, he was in the second round, and Andy Reid, who was the coach, the guy he wanted in that draft was Seattle moved up ahead of the Eagles and stole him away. And you know who that pick was, right?
Danger Russ.
Yes, Russell Wilson. The Eagles wanted Russell Wilson. And everybody found out. They knew that the Eagles wanted Russell Wilson. So Seattle made a trade and moved a spot ahead of the Eagles to make sure they got Russell Wilson. And then without Russell Wilson, the Eagles were left with, I'm going to go after a quarterback, and they chose Nick Foles as their guy. So that's what happens in the draft. But when you're looking at guys in the 7th round, the last round of the draft, Tom Brady went late in the draft, but it wasn't like he was the last player picked. Right. The last player picked, Mr. Irrelevant, doesn't mean the guy can't play. It just means, and you look at that draft, there weren't many quarterbacks picked. There wasn't a quarterback picked. There was only one, Kenny Pickett, at Pittsburgh. The Steelers took him because he played at Pitt and they knew who he was. So anyway, there's nothing. I'm not knocking the 49ers. The 49ers did the smart thing. They took a guy that they really didn't need with the last pick in the draft, and he winds up not only making the team,
diamond in the rough,
saving their asses.
Right. Diamond in the rough, baby.
So what are you looking for this weekend, San Francisco in Philly? How you seeing this going down, Tony?
I don't know. I mean, they're two great defenses, but I like to crunch the numbers, and I know you don't like this. I don't like you. You don't like this, AJ Johnson. I know that, man. You're a feel guy. How do you feel? How does it feel?
I pick it out of a hat.
Feel me, touch me, hold me,
thrill me.
Yeah,
Mel Carter.
No, not hold me, thrill me, kiss me by Mel Carter. It was the Who song.
Oh, the Who song.
What was it?
When I think about me, I touch myself.
No. That was the Vinyls.
The Vinyls. Get out of here.
Not like the Brat. It was the Vinyls.
See me, feel me.
Tommy.
Feel me.
Yeah, see me, feel me.
Feel me.
Feel me. Touch me.
There you go.
What song was that, Robin?
See Me, Feel
Wait,
Me.
but who did it?
The Who.
I said so. There's a great drum riff in that song, isn't there?
Good tune.
Isn't that You Won't Be
He's
Fooled
reaching
Again?
for his sticks, isn't he?
Yes, I am, ladies.
I know it. I know it.
Cue ratio. And
Robin,
David
can you
Caruso
find that?
coming
Can you
up.
play that right now? I need a little Who. Who?
Who?
For who? For what? As Ricky
And
Williams
I was going to
once
say
said.
who.
Who for what?
This thing is so horrible.
Oh, you love it.
Oh, he doesn't say blow me. I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh,
What a
no.
horrible intro.
Awful.
Was this some sort of hit song at some point?
This was a
Oh, yeah.
monster hit.
The monster hit.
It was from the musical Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Remember Tommy?
No, I remember
Tommy
Tommy
McDonald
Boy,
with
but
the
not
Eagles.
Tommy.
Pinball
Tommy
Wizard.
Davidson.
Pinball Wizard, baby. There you go.
Let me fast forward to.
Yeah, fast forward.
Hey, please do.
I've seen
It's got,
you.
it's got
I've
four
told
bars
you
in it.
I'm done
Four
with
breaks.
you.
Looch knew what it was. It's not ringing no bells for me.
No, me either.
No.
All right, enough of that. All right, get it off. Get it off.
So Niners Eagles, what are you thinking? Defensive battle.
I like the way he just thought about it. Niners, Eagles, your thoughts. Listen, both teams are good, man, but I, as I mentioned the stats earlier, and I like to break the numbers down. You realize here's some, again, this doesn't mean this is going to happen on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. The Eagles never faced a rookie quarterback in the postseason in their history. That's hard to believe, isn't it? They've never faced a rookie quarterback in the postseason. The last rookie to actually beat Philadelphia at all in his rookie season, not in the playoffs, was Jameis Winston in 2015. And that was here at Lincoln Financial Field. So, but the point is, the Eagles are good at home, especially in the playoffs. Now, of course, you know, when Andy Reid was the coach, they lost all these NFC Championship games where they were favored in Tampa. And you go down the list of all the NFC Championship games that they weren't able to win until they finally did and go to the Super Bowl, and lose in Jacksonville to the New England Patriots. But the youngest quarterback to beat the Eagles, here's another good stat. The youngest quarterback to win a postseason game in Philadelphia, and you know who should know this? A.J. Johnson. A.J. Johnson should know this because back then I believe he was a New York football Giant fan when people were mistaking him for Phil Simms.
I'm going to guess it's Phil Simms.
It's not Phil Simms, no.
Jeff Hostetler.
Was that? It was not
Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler.
No, the dude in
You'll
between.
never guess it. It was Scott Bruner. Scott Bruner was 24 years old, and he started for the Giants against the Eagles in a postseason game back when the Giants were great. 1981. You remember that era? 1981. Scott Bruner came into a playoff game as a 24-year-old. I think he was second or third year guy. He only threw 9 completions and got the win against the Eagles. And you know how that happened? The Giants had one of the greatest defenses ever assembled. That was LT and company back in the day, where they didn't have to score a million points to win a game. They just, hey, give me a couple touchdowns, and then let's turn it over to LT and that great defense with the Giants. So there's a lot of interesting tidbits in here. But the bottom line is, here's the other thing about Brock Purdy. The kid's been a Cinderella story. And I'm not saying he's going to lose. I don't know what he's going to do. But the one thing he's never done, he's never come this far east to play a game. You know, when he played in the Big 12, they didn't play any games in this area. And if they did, it wasn't something of note. It wasn't in a packed stadium with fans going absolutely crazy. And so the Niners, to their credit and his credit, they beat the teams that they had to play. They beat Seattle and they beat teams out there. And they were better than them because everybody thought just a couple weeks ago when the Eagles lost a couple, when they took 3 times to get that last win to make the postseason and nail down the number 1 seed, that San Francisco, without any question, was playing the best football of anybody in the NFC. And then the Cowboys, when they won a game in Tampa, everybody said, oh, see, the Cowboys now. Oh, they're the second best team in the NFC. And they slept on the Eagles. But the Eagles got healthy, and then we saw what happened last week. So Brock Purdy has never been in this situation. Does that mean he's going to come in here and get flustered and throw interceptions? But last week, if you're scoring at home, and I hope you are because it's still only middle of the week, if you can score on a Wednesday night, you're doing something right, my friends. Just remember that tip. Brock Purdy, under pressure against the Cowboys, who, by the way, have a pretty good defense, just like the Niners and just like the Eagles. He was 3 of 11 for 24 yards and 2 sacks under pressure in that game at home in San Francisco against the Cowboys. 3 of 11, 24 sacks whenever the Cowboys sent pressure. And so the Eagles are going to send pressure. You know, that doesn't mean they're going to sack him twice, but the Eagles have the most sacks in the NFL, 75. And you know, and I don't know if you've seen the videos, the best part is the NFL Films cuts, guys, of the mic'd up, Brandon Graham mic'd up. Have you seen any of those highlights where he goes out and they have a mic on him and he was talking to the Giants, that Daniel Jones was out there. Who are the 3 Giants that were? Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and who was the third guy? Oh, and their big defensive lineman. He's a monster. What's his name?
Big Cat. Is it Big Cat Williams?
No. Whoever the big, I think it. I don't know. If
Theobald. Is it Dexter Lawrence or Theobald?
No, it was
Dexter
Williams.
It was Dexter Lawrence. And Brandon Graham, you have to watch the video. It's on NFL Films. They ran it on Inside the NFL on the show. It used to be on Showtime. Now it's on Paramount Plus. And he is funny as hell. He said, "Come on, guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, 75. I'm looking at you all day." And he went over to Daniel Jones. This is in the pregame coin flip. And he's like, "I'm looking at you now. I'll be chasing you all day." It is hilarious. And then after the game, you see him go out there and says, "I told you." But he did it in a funny way. He wasn't wasn't shit talking. He wasn't bad mouthing. He was hugging the guys. He was giving them love. You know, and that's the kind of stuff that we don't hear at home.
Right.
When players are out there, not just getting in each other's faces and, you know, talking shit, talking trash. That happens all the time. Brandon Graham takes it to another level, man. And that's why he's going to be a Hall of Famer when all is said and done. One of the greatest players, and he's had one of the great years coming back and had 11 sacks. So this defense is ferocious. Ferocious.
This game is an under, yes.
You never know. I mean, you never know. Look, everybody thinks games go under. Remember 2 weeks ago, everything went over except the 4 missed extra point Cowboy game, and that would have gone over if he had made at least one of those field goals. Yep. But this past weekend, you know, the scoring was not all crazy. You know, the games were there were a couple of wild games, but for the most part, you know, Jacksonville and Kansas City, 47-point total. This past weekend. 47 in that Kansas City-Jacksonville game. 45 in the Eagles-Giants, 37 Cincinnati and Buffalo up there in the snow, and then the Niners-Cowboys was only 31. So you saw when 2 good defenses faced each other, 2 great defenses. I mean, the Cowboys' defense is great, Niners' defense is great, you know, and they had both had a hard time scoring. So 31 points there. The over/under in this game is now what on Sunday? I haven't looked at the latest lines.
46 and a half.
Yeah, and one thing about the Vegas, they're pretty close on the over-unders, and the players know that too. You know what I mean? All right, I've rambled long enough here, guys. I'm sorry.
Nah.
So how about real quick? How about the AFC? The AFC.
You know, it's hard to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, but not when you got Joe Burrow. That guy is fearless. The Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals played similar games. They came out with a vengeance and never took their foot off the gas once. And you could see it. What they did in Buffalo, you know, was unheard of. They absolutely bitch slapped Buffalo on their own field. Bitch slapped them. And so that's because, and again, it's not a negative term. It's that they were ready to play from Jump Street. and they just put the pedal to the metal, and they didn't let off the entire game. The Eagles were the same way. You know, the Giants got a touchdown, but even then, did you think that the game was in jeopardy? And even the Giants realized that there's no way they're going to come back after a certain point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could just feel it. You can feel it.
Right out the gate.
Teams, when you come out of the gate like that, man, it's hard to stop that freight train in many cases. We'll see what happens, man. I hope it's a great game. I think the Eagles are going to win, and I don't know how or by how many points. I don't really care. I'm going to root for the Eagles because that's who I do. That doesn't mean I don't disrespect the 49ers. By the way, on No Filter, this is breaking news, Robin. Do you have a breaking news sounder in there of some kind? Because I don't have my soundboard set up.
Here you go. Blam, blam, blam.
Isn't there like a breaking news or?
Hold on. Let's do that again.
What was
Blam,
that?
blam,
Blam, blam.
No, that's a rip.
There was a little bit.
This Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't believe this has been. I'm releasing it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let Loose the Kraken on No Filter Network at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, Sunday afternoon. You don't need to sit alone at home watching the game. You could be with friends. You could be with family. You could be with enemies. You could be in San Francisco. You could be in Philly. You could be in Cincinnati. You could be anywhere on earth, Australia, anywhere in the world. You turn the game on and you go onto No Filter Network, you will be getting live, local, and late breaking. Tony Bruno, Eric Burns, and a cast of thousands joining us to have a watch party on No Filter Network. And you remember, guys, we did this during the World Series. Every game, but we didn't do the play-by-play. We're not allowed to do that. But we watch the game and react to everything that happens. So if you want to turn the sound down and you want to hear guys bringing the heat, bringing the funk, keeping you up to date, and you can be a part of it as well. You know how No Filter works. You guys are on it right now. You want to jump in and have something to say during the game, your voice will be heard. Where else are you going to get that? So Sunday, live watch party on No Filter Network for the NFC Championship game. And the last time I did this was in Philly, and Robin said, we're going to watch this. Well, I'm going to put a camera on you. And this is when Periscope wasn't around. There wasn't No Filter. There wasn't Zoom or any of these other things.
It was just Periscope.
It's just Periscope, which is part of Twitter. And Robin says, I'm going to put the camera on you and see if people will watch you watching the game.
And Tony's like,
nobody's going to watch that
me.
shit. Nobody's going to watch you watching the game. And how many people were watching, Robin?
A little bit over 200,000.
250,000 people at one point were watching me watch the Eagles because, the Eagles had a chance to go to a Super Bowl. And Eagle fans, have seen Super Bowls, but they never saw the Eagles get to one and win one. And so I was apoplectic during that championship game because I've seen the Eagles not punch it through when they had a chance to get to the Super Bowl multiple times. And so I was into the game. I was a fan. I wasn't your broadcaster doing play-by-play or, I was just going crazy. And it was a lot of fun and people loved it. And I'll be doing the same thing on Sunday. But I will respect the 49ers as well. I'm not going to sit in there and talk shit about the 49ers or make jokes about the 49ers. I don't do that.
I have two questions.
I respect greatness, and I will treat this game with respect and greatness, and I'll be shift. I haven't had a drink, by the way, since Robin and I went on our diet. I haven't had any chocolate, no desserts. We had wine one night with dinner. But that's pretty much it. I will let my hair down. Now, why am I hearing myself back?
Robin?
Because Mickey has. Mickey just
Don't hear that back.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't.
Somebody has something else.
Vicky, can you mute yourself for a second? Your mic off, Vicky. All right, Tony, hold your thought. Vicky, I didn't know Vicky got on. I didn't bring him back.
Hello?
Robin?
Hello. Is this the Lou Gehrig speech coming back?
What I wanted to know is that this is impossible. All right. Robin, like you're in a gigantic stadium.
I'm picturing an arena right now.
And it was Mickey's birthday yesterday. This is your special Bleacher Brothers and the Bruno show, Mickey.
I have nothing to do with this. I do not control the horizontal or the vertical.
Mickey,
My biggest fan.
my
This is
biggest
for
fan.
you.
This is for you.
Happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday
you.
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
dear
Mickey.
Mick.
Happy birthday to
you.
Mwah.
Happy birthday, Mickey.
Happy birthday,
Mickey.
Mr.
I
Mickey.
even put on the
We'd
red
love-
lipstick just for him.
Oh, snap.
Mickey, we'd love to keep you around, but your sound is jacking us up. So happy birthday, buddy.
Okay, bye.
I have no idea how Mickey got on the screen. He just, boom, was here. There was no knock.
Because he's Mickey
I
Mouse.
didn't bring him on because he's Mickey. He's Mickey. What I wanted to ask real fast is will during this this thing that you're doing with Burns on Sunday, is there any shot Burns during halftime takes his clothes off, runs around outside, and gives a weather report?
There's a very good chance.
Especially if he's up at Half Moon Bay, where there's a lot of not Half Moon Bay. If he's up at Tahoe, right there where there's.
Did you see the video of where he's coming off the ski run and he has his front door to his house open? And
it was a snowboard. He was snowboarding.
He's
the house, yeah.
Snowboarding right into his kitchen, man.
No shit.
Speaking of great houses, though, how awesome is the Tony Bruno show / Mice Media Mansion in Arizona?
Did you guys see it?
I saw some
you see
pictures
the
of
house?
it. It is very, very, very impressive.
That is going to be our abode for the week, and where Mice Media and Tony Bruno show will be hosting the Super Bowl party for all NFT holders.
And of course, on No Filter Network, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Never forget about that, Rob.
Stay out of my room. Chicks only.
But did you see? Okay, so there's like I think there's like 6 or 7 bedrooms, right? And it's gonna sleep because we have a huge crew that we're putting. But there's 5 bedrooms that have beds, and then 1 bedroom that has a ton of bunk beds.
That's right.
Did you see that?
I ain't
If
sleeping in
necessary,
no
we've already
bunk bed.
picked our bunk buddies. So
Everyone's not sharing a shower.
those are pillows.
No, I'm going to shower
I
outside.
actually didn't see how many bathrooms.
I'm just
there
going to
were.
get a hose like I used to do in South Philly and just, hose myself down every morning. You know what I'm saying?
It has a pool and a hot tub, although I don't know if those will be on.
What's the temperature in Phoenix, by the way? We need to get an update from our boys out there in the desert. We need play action reel. We need That's
going to be like play action and Penguin AZ.
Penguin AZ, and there's a lot of other great Arizona fans out there.
You guys are
All
combing the desert. You find
Let's go
anything
over
yet?
the desert.
10-day forecast right now, currently in Phoenix, Arizona, being that it is nighttime, it is 39 degrees.
Woo,
39 in the
doggy.
Damn.
Are you shitting me?
It
What
is
did
you
you
wanna
say?
be outside?
39?
Well, when it gets dark, it gets
I'm
cold.
not talking about Sedona. I'm not talking about Sedona. I'm talking
No,
about
I'm talking
Scottsdale, Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona, right now is 39 degrees.
What the hell is going
Now,
on down there?
Starting next Saturday when we arrive, the high is 63, the low is 42.
Oh, that's brutal.
It's colder here in Southwest. I mean, it's warmer here in Southwest
know.
Florida. We had to turn the air back on down here.
Starting on Monday, it goes up to 65, 44. Wednesday, I only have a 10-day forecast. So Wednesday is the warmest at 67 and 44 at night.
All right, so if we're going to be skinny dipping in the hot tub will at least have the steam coming off.
I don't know.
What mean?
I don't know if it will be turned on.
It's got to be turned on.
It has to
You
be
paying
turned
what
on.
we're paying for the Airbnb. When
Ah.
you're paying the big bucks that we're paying for the Airbnb, not we, I mean as an organization. I speak collectively for we. We?
I will
we,
find
collective
it.
we.
We'll
We.
have to ask
We.
Bryn.
I promise. So there'll be French jokes. No French
But
jokes.
is there a broadcasting schedule? When can the Tony Bruno show be heard? Because it's going to be a little bit different. You're not just doing Friday night that week.
No, it's going to be every day.
Every
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days in a row.
Correct.
And we'll be broadcasting from 9 a.m. And that's Mountain Time. They're in the Pacific Time, or are they in the Mountain now?
They're Mountain Time right now.
Because
So there is going to be no filter / Twitter Spaces simulcast going on from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day, and then I think maybe even 6 p.m. on some of those days, because you and Duncan Dad, the two of you guys, are going to be doing a show either before or after. You haven't decided yet, right?
We may do before and after.
But you don't even need to do it from Radio Row. You could actually do it from the mansion too.
Oh yes, we could have live guests walk in.
Oh man,
So,
imagine
you have
some of the
choices.
Scottsdale hotties. Imagine
From
the
the hot tub.
hotties who will be in town for the Waste Management Golf Tournament going on right there at TPC Scottsdale. I mean, that's going to be right in our hood. And you'll hear the click clack, not of golf shoes. Remember when guys used to walk on the cart paths with the metal spike and you hear the click clack? Now the only click clack is the women with the 7-inch stiletto heels walking on the cart paths at TPC Scottsdale, Robin.
This place is like up in North Troon, overlooking all of Scottsdale and Phoenix down below.
I'll be
2.5
out there with the
acres.
coyotes and I going, ow, 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 ow.
How far is Vegas from there?
Oh, it's not walking distance.
I think it's like a 4-hour drive.
It's a long walk through the desert, bro.
The Coyote, the Peyote, and Tony Bruno.
On the desert.
Not only is it a long walk, but it is one of the most dangerous roads. That stretch from
You got scorpions and shit coming out of the
no,
woodwork,
that stretch
rattlesnakes.
that goes not directly out of Phoenix, but I forget what town you
The
get
Grapevine?
to. No. It's down in LA. I
Grapevine?
forget whatever
That's not
that
Bakersfield.
highway is that runs from. Is it Barstow? No.
No, I'm going to tell you right
it's
now.
not
Here you
Barstow.
go. I'm going to tell you who has the answer to this question. He's going to pop on the screen in 1 second. This
Okay.
guy
Who has the
knows.
answer?
He's been on every highway. He's driven.
Chef Tom? You got to be talking about
Because
Chef Tom.
Tom's
that
gonna
road
pop
is
on.
so dangerous. It has
And then I'm
like
bringing
the
Bill
worst
Compton on, and I'm bringing Joe Q on shortly. I'm coming to you guys. You guys can
You
get
be
on here.
watching
and
out for
talk to this
UFOs
silly
out
shit.
there
he
too,
is.
man.
Tom, what
Oh, yeah.
highway goes from Phoenix to Vegas? What is it, Tom? Quickly.
I think it's 87 or something like that, but it's a
Yeah, that
nasty
sounds
fucking
right.
road.
Yeah, it's horrible. I know so many people, just myself, who've gotten in accidents there.
Yeah,
Because everybody goes.
it's a crazy road.
Yeah, it's people go there after work because they want to get their weekend on in Vegas, so they're tired. And then
Hang on,
on
I
the
got a
way
wife.
back, they haven't slept at all in Vegas, and they've been drinking, and they're dehydrated, or maybe they're still hungover, and then they're coming home. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's bad. And then when you cross the 40, and then you start heading up towards the dam, that's just as bad as well.
Yeah.
But when
Dude,
you
are
get
you
there,
on the
don't forget,
toilet?
take all the damn pictures that you want. All right? Take all the damn pictures. That's a Vegas vacation reference there.
Dude, are you on the toilet, Tom?
Yeah, I'm
What
taking.
is going on?
Are you shitting me?
No, you're not.
God, what is?
Tony and
Mark
Robin,
the
thank
tape.
you.
Only
Thank you.
Mark the
Thank you.
tape.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Jeez.
By the way, where did you get that Super Bowl LIV hat?
I got this, I think, in the Palm Beach airport a few years ago when the Niners were in the Super Bowl.
When Kaepernick lost,
No, this was after. Was this Kaepernick? No, Kaepernick didn't lose that. Who lost that?
Garoppolo,
Kaepernick was gone then. This was against the
this is
Chiefs.
before- Yeah.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, this was against the
Jimmy G.
Chiefs.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
damn
you know,
shame.
he's not just Chef Tom, he's King Tom because he reports from the throne. When we need traffic and weather together, Chef Tom.
Now, don't forget,
I told you he was full of
tomorrow
shit.
evening, there's going to be another Twitter Spaces at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, so that's Thursday. Then on Friday at 7 p.m., it's into the night, baby. And we're efforting this time to speak to Phil Simms before the show so that he doesn't call in the middle of the show where I don't hear him.
Bill Sims, and on this, we'll have a bunch of people popping in, but you know who we're going to get on Sunday to chime in too? Have you contacted him again this week yet, Robin?
Which person?
Randy
Oh.
Cross. Remember Randy
Randy
Cross,
Cross,
part of
yeah.
that offensive line for the 49ers back in the Joe Montana, Steve Young days? I mean, you
Yeah.
talk about great offensive lines.
Munoz.
Randy Cross was not just a great offensive lineman. He was a great broadcaster, too. He did games on CBS forever.
CBS.
Now he's pretty much chilling on his own with his family out there and goes to golf tournaments every week. And So we're going to get Randy Cross on the show too. You a big red now that AJ, that's AJ Johnson.
Yeah, that's
now
me.
that
Remember?
AJ Johnson is a 49er fan instead of a stinking Giant fan, which he should be. You better know you're 49. Are you just a jump on the bandwagon guy?
Absolutely.
Now all of a sudden?
Absolutely.
Of all the
I'll let you know who
bandwagons
I'm
to
going
jump
for
on.
next week after the games are over.
I've been there since the beginning.
Of all
I
the
got my
bandwagons
Eagles.
to jump on,
When
why don't you
Wallace
jump
was
on the
drafted
Eagles?
Montana in '79, I was like, that was the guy. That's the guy.
Damn,
The last two teams that are alive, he'll have a jersey on.
Duncan, I can put you right with fucking Mickey and Jeff Tom on the show.
You got to put a jersey on. Put a jersey on. Who said that?
No, trust me, he'll have one, and he'll have two
No,
hats.
he's got a Steve
and
Young
ready
jersey
to
on.
rock. Yeah.
Put a
Liked
jersey
him all the
on.
way from Brigham Young. Knew he was going to be something. Those USFL days, they did it for him, baby.
Come on, AJ, man.
All right, Tony.
You know
So on Monday,
we're
me
busting
and
you.
Chef
You okay
Tom.
now? I don't want you to get pissed off at me. We're just busting your chops, man.
Tony, I promise you, I'll come to your house Monday morning. I'll help you carry your TV down that flight of stairs so you can run it over with your truck after the 49ers whoop the Eagles, okay?
Speaking of that truck, I don't know if you guys saw this. The TV that he was watching in the living room was way bigger than the one that he run over in the driveway.
Exactly.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all.
By the way, Chef Tom just trucks back in. He says, "Y'all caught me at a bad time. Good thing I wasn't rubbing one out."
No.
Well, you knocked, doofus. Why would you knock from the toilet? I mean, come on.
Because somebody said he knew when you talked about traffic and how you get from Phoenix to Vegas. L.A. to Vegas is easy. Robin and I made that drive a million times right through the damn desert. You talk about nowhere, no man's land.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
drive from L.A.
yeah.
all the way through the desert past the world's largest
It
thermometer.
has
Did you ever
like
make
8
that drive?
lanes at some point, but at the least amount, it has 4 lanes on each side. Whereas
but
the
the
one
worst-
from Phoenix to Las Vegas, at one point, it goes down to a 2-lane highway.
One in each direction.
One-
That's the way it
and
is.
it has that big dip in the middle. That's why people get in accidents.
But that's the same thing in Vegas. There's only 1 lane each way when you get into the middle of the desert, like up there in Barstow. And
Yeah, it's bad.
where's the world's largest outdoor thermometer? You know what I mean?
That's
Barstow, right?
Yeah.
The worst part about that LA to Vegas ride is you come over the mountain and then you see Vegas and you're like, oh, yes, we're almost there.
Yeah, and then you're still
It's
an hour and a half
9
away.
hours. Yeah, Has anyone ever driven from Vegas to Reno? That is
I used to fly into Reno and then have a limo pick us up in Reno and take us. At Reno Airport and take us up to Tahoe for the golf tournament all those years. Remember, Robin?
Yeah.
You fly into Reno from Philly
That was awesome.
or from LA, and then they would have limos waiting for the people that they needed to take down and make that drive through all the way down into up to Tahoe,
Not
up to
down,
beautiful
up.
South Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
All right, hey guys, thank you. I am all backed up with guys that I promised we'll get some time tonight.
I'll get you some X-Lax. I want to see you out there in Vegas.
Ciao.
All right, love you guys. Appreciate you coming
Good night,
on.
everybody. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. And get that damn thing out of your mouth.
Bye,
AJ.
Tony.
Damn thing out of your mouth.
Get out.
Oh, all right. Hey, so I'm gonna get Bill and I'm gonna get Joe. But hey, Nick, I want to throw this over to you for a second. And I think we got to bump Ted tonight. I apologize, Ted, but I don't know that we're gonna get this in tonight. But someone close to me and Nick, his kid. He's 18. He's 18, right? Is Dalton 18?
Yeah, he's 18. Yep, he's 18 years old.
He's the greatest kid in the world. He's getting ready to go to college, and bam, this is just the type of shit that comes out of nowhere. Go ahead, Nick.
Anyways, his name is Dalton Charles. Actually, AJ is actually, I guess you could say, family because they're cousins of AJ's wife. But unfortunately, that about 3-4 weeks ago, Dalton came down with a seizure, and then that seizure led for him, going to the hospital. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown, just really fast. But he went to the hospital, and they ran some tests and all kind of stuff, and they found a lump on his neck. So after X-rays and all that, come to find out, they found a mass, and they went to send him to get a check. make sure that the mass wasn't affecting the brain and all that. And then during that process, they also found some tumors in his lungs. So recently, he just got found out that he has thyroid cancer. So unfortunately, you know, this family's going through a hard time. So this weekend, we're going to be kicking it for Dalton, which is an event that we're going to be doing a little kickball. It's going to be held out in at Imagine. It's good. Let me calm down for a second here, but it's going to be held at Imagine Chancellor Big Field, which is the school they used to attend. So the school ended up getting wind of what happened to Dalton, so they wanted to jump in, as well as so many other people have jumped in, come from all sides, people they know, people they don't know. They're like overwhelmed with how many people have just stepped up to try to help this. And when you hear about it's a kid, you know what I'm saying? It just hits hard, period, no matter what happens. But when it comes to a kid, it hits even harder, especially when you have a son or you have a daughter in that same age frame and everything. So like I said, this weekend at 10 a.m. till whenever, how it lasts, it's we're doing a Kick It for Dalton, which is just a sign up, $10 to sign up. And we're going to be kickball. We're going to be selling hot dogs, hamburgers. We're going to have raffles from all different kinds of people, businesses that donated stuff. And it's going to be held at 333 High Ridge Road in Boynton Beach, Florida. It's going to start at 10 a.m. till whenever it lasts. They also have a GoFundMe going on, and you can find it on the GoFundMe app or GoFundMe.com, and it's under Dalton's Journey. So if you put in Dalton's Journey, it should come up. And anybody out there listening, anybody out there locally, far away, far and near, listen, man, anything helps, anything counts to help this kid. And he's a great kid. Like AJ said, he was just getting ready to leave to college. And this whole went down the weekend that the 49ers ended up playing the Dolphins. And this whole tragedy ended up, you know, striking them. So anything helps. Like I said, GoFundMe.com. You'll find the fund under Dalton's Journey. And this weekend, we're doing an event called Kicking It for Dalton. And once again, it's at Imagine Chancellor Big Field, which is 333 High Ridge Road, Boynton Beach, Florida. So, hey, man, anybody locally, come out, buy a hot dog, buy a hamburger. You know, they're selling T-shirts. They got, like I said, a bunch of raffles going on. My wife's company today just donated a 9mm. Beautiful gun. $10 a raffle ticket. If you guys want to get in on that, you can hit my wife's Cash App. We'll take a picture of the ticket, send you a picture of the ticket. When you send us the Cash App, make sure you add your phone number. But that Cash App account is $ Amanda Mar 79. So it's AMANDA MAR 79.
I'll put all of this info in the description on this video. Afterwards, you can go back into the vault or back on demand, and you can get all this info in there. But guys, it's a 9mm. I mean, this show, the viewers of this show are nothing but patriots or thugs. Those are the only people that watch this show. So you guys know. So will the serial number be filed off this gun or no?
Hey, that's on you because you're getting it brand new from the gun. No bodies on it, nothing. You're getting and it's a competition style 9mm. So like, dude, it's high end. It comes from my wife's company, and dude, not only the 9mm. I mean, you know, I think they got like golf. They got baskets. They got all kinds of stuff, dude. More people than they realized poured out to contribute and help and donate, and dude, they're overwhelmed with the kindness that's out there from people that they know and people that they don't know. So, you know, they've raised a good amount of money in the GoFundMe, but, you know, cancer treatment, radiation, chemo, all that is very expensive, and they need whatever they can get. You know what I mean? So no donation is too big and no donation is too small. But this kid he's a good kid, man. It's a good kid, and it's really sad that you know, It's sad. Like, again, it's sad when it happens to anybody, but it's even sadder when you know the person. You know what I'm saying? And this kid is such a good kid. He hasn't really gotten to enjoy life yet. He was just about to get his feet wet, be on off to college. Dude, when this happened, he was getting ready to leave to college within a week. And then all of a sudden now all that's on hold, on pause. And, he's got to start his fight and his journey to make himself better. You know what I'm saying?
But he's going to be good because he's got a good attitude. He's a tough kid. His family just,
Absolutely.
his family, look, I went through something similar to this 6 years ago. And it doesn't matter what kind of insurance you have or how much money you make or how much money you have in the bank. It is not enough. So anything to help the family out would be incredibly crazy cool. And we'll also post all of this to the Facebook page, the Bleacher Brothers Facebook page. So, and Nick will be out there. Are you actually going to play kickball? Because I'm not.
Well, they asked me, they wanted me to coach a team or they wanted me to be a referee. So I have to be there an hour before all this all starts. So we'll see. But I'll be involved out there. And like I said, me and my wife got this whole raffle thing with the 9mm that her job donated. And it's not like I have the 9mm. You win, you gotta fill out the paperwork at her job, place of business, and then after that you go to another spot, you do your background check, and then you'll get the gun.
No, Nick. So, if I get it, we'll just do a little something on the side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I got
you. Do with all the other ones. All right, with the Uzis and shit. So, all right, I'm gonna bring Joe and Bill on right here. We got a couple of Eagles fans. So what I did this week is I searched for. Look, I know Duncan is where's all your Eagles? Last week you had all shrine to the Eagles. He has a couple pillows and a teddy bear this week, but that's cool. I tried to get some Cowboy fans. They wanted no part of coming on here. And Chef Tom was the Giant fan, but
he said I don't blame him.
No.
Get out of here.
And guys who are on it, and Wamby, man, I appreciate you being here because I see you on No Filter, and I also saw you were our listener on Twitter Spaces. We'll get it down. I didn't announce that we were going on Twitter Spaces tonight, but I wanted to try and make sure it worked, and obviously it worked as we have Wamby on there. But Wamby's here too, and he's one of our mice buddies, so I appreciate it. But Joe Q, Eagle, so many fucking Eagle fans follow this show. What is the story? And Bill Compton, how you doing? Bill Stahl, I'm sorry, you got that name Bill Compton years ago, and just never got rid of it. I asked a friend of ours, Bill, but guy that we both know by the name of Jay Johnson, about coming on here. Cowboys fan?
Oh, no.
Part of it, man.
Oh, that's right. Your brother's a Cowboy fan.
I heard he was trashing the Eagles on Facebook, too, the other day. My wife told me, but,
They ain't bashing no more.
Nope.
So come on. So objectively, how do you guys see? And Nick, I know you don't have skin in the game, and neither does Looch. But Looch has got good stuff. We're coming to Looch with hockey in a few minutes here. But Joe, Bill, how do you guys objectively? And Joe, you got to be objective because you have your own show and your own podcast, which you should kind of plug while you're here. But how's this going down this weekend?
I think it's all going to be a matter of what the Eagles do the first two drives. Now, I said this last week with the Giants. I said on another stream, I said that if the Eagles score too quickly like they did in the Washington game, I'd be worried. This isn't going to happen with San Francisco. Even if you just move the ball down the field and don't score, as long as you get San Francisco to have to be on the field defensively 4, 5, 6 minutes, even if you don't score, get them a little bit tired and start to go through that whole process. But it's going to be a tough game. I think the Eagles win in the end right now. I mean, I still have 2 days before I do my podcast, but I just think it's going to be a real close game.
3 points or less?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Bill, what are you looking at this weekend, Bill?
All right, so we've got both of these teams are the only two teams in the NFL that are in the top 5 in both offense and defense. It's shaping up to be a real, juggernaut matchup where part of me is feeling like it's going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to that last possession. The other part of me is saying we've got an inexperienced Brock Purdy. I understand he's 7-0. but he hasn't faced a good defense yet. He doesn't. He's only played 2 games on the road, I believe, and they were against cake teams. And the Eagles pass rush, this is a team that had 70 sacks this season. They were 2 off the NFL record. We're going to get after him. We're going to force turnovers. I know he's only thrown 4 picks in his 7 games. That's going to change on Sunday. And I'm torn between coming down to the end or just a full-out Eagles blowout. I've got full confidence in the Birds right now, but I'm landing on 31-16 right in the middle for my prediction right now.
I don't see. Here's how I see this, and you guys know. Anybody who follows me knows that I'm money. Duncan, tell them how money am I? I am 33 8-1 for the season. That's the official when we went back and counted everything. All right. For the Eagles to win, they need to blow the Niners out. They need to come out and just boom right out of the gate. They need to go up 14-0 in the first couple of minutes of the game. They need to get to Purdy because if you look back at the Cowboy game, the Cowboys had Purdy rattled. They had him off in the first half of the game. Now, here's the story with the Niner defense. They wear you down. They wear you down. And that's what they did to Dallas. If you go back and look at that game, Dallas looked pretty good. They were moving the ball. They had things going on, even though there was the score was fucking 6-6 or 9-9 or whatever the hell it was at the end of the first quarter or the end of the first half. They were moving it. In the second half, they had nothing going on. This is what the Niner defense does. It wears you down. So if the Niner defense and the Niners are in the game up to halftime, the Eagles cannot win a close game against the 49ers. It's just not going to happen. And Purdy has too many weapons. Yeah, you're going to get to him, but they're going to scheme. They're going to come up in a game plan. He's going to be just getting that ball out to McCaffrey. He's going to be dumping it off to Debo constantly, like, boom, snap, throw, snap, throw, snap, throw, snap, throw, get it out of there so that you can't get him. You've got to blow them out, in my opinion, to win the game. Now, my pick... I got to pick that. I've been calling the same 2 teams for 3 months now. I've been calling Cincinnati, and I've been calling the Niners in the Super Bowl since October. So obviously, I'm not going to switch, and I'm going to take both teams this weekend. But I mean, it's going to be tough. The one place I would not want to go into and play is Philadelphia. If I was the Niners and Purdy right now, I'd rather go to any other stadium, any other city in the entire country. It's going to be tough, but they're a tough freaking team.
And we may have another early tailgate situation down in South Philly because Villanova plays Providence at noon at the center.
Oh yeah, it's on. So everyone's getting their tickets to that game, and they'll be in the parking lots 8 a.m.
Now, Bill, will you be going to Philly this weekend to attend the game, Bill? Or are you watching it?
No. I've got family visiting me down here in Florida, so I won't be making the trip up there.
Gotcha.
So I'll be watching down here, but I'm looking forward to it. This week's been crawling by. I can't wait to this game on Sunday. I mean, I think about this Eagles team that's been assembled, and ever since Andy Reid got there in '99, they've built this team in the trenches. And they demolished the Giants last week in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line, the Giants didn't stand a chance. Niners are much better on both fronts, but we still have we've got the best offensive line in football. We have 8 Pro Bowlers and 9 Pro Bowl alternates. That's 17 out of 22 starting positions that we have. That is either a Pro Bowl or a Pro Bowl alternate. 10 linemen. All 5 offensive linemen, 5 defensive linemen. That's where we win the game. We're 15-1 with Jalen Hurts at quarterback this year. I just don't see us losing. I don't see us losing this week. I don't see us losing in the Super Bowl.
But maybe there's a little overconfidence, Duncan, on the part of you Eagle fans right now. Because let's go to the Cowboys. They make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that Dak has sucked since he came back from his injury. It's been horrible. They go into Tampa Bay. They crush Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't belong. All of a sudden, Dallas is back. Dallas is great. Dallas is going to take the Niners down. And Dallas got whooped. You guys beat the Giants. The Giants are a fucking goof, man. Everybody knows the Giants are a goof. So can you be riding that high of hey, we kicked the shit out of the Giants and nobody's going to mess with us. That the Niners are, pound for pound, they're the Floyd Mayweather. I mean, look at the 12 in a row. The Niners were 1-3, and they ended up with four losses, and here they are.
As fans, we can ride that high, but the team, I mean, the Eagles, their preparation each week, I mean, it starts with the coaching staff and then Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts is the most coachable player in the history of sports. This guy, there is no the sky is the limit. The sky isn't high enough for Jalen Hurts. He just wants to go in there and work and get better and better and better, and he doesn't set a ceiling for how good he can get. His coaching staff is incredible. They work so hard behind the scenes every week to prep on their game plan. And I mean, I'm throwing out those 2 Gardner Minshew games where Hurts didn't play. I mean, we're 15-1 this year, and it's because we out prepare the other team and we're ready when we get the game day. So as fans, we could ride the high of, we just whooped on the Giants, but the team isn't going to do that. They're not going to sit back and be happy with that and be like, we're the best team in the league. We just won by 31 points. They were back in there on Monday morning, prepping for the Niners, getting ready for another battle.
And I know this is all hindsight and everything, but if Pollard doesn't break his leg, then we may be talking Philly Dallas instead of Philly San Francisco.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that game was a battle. Like, it could have went either way. I mean, the 2 Dak picks, I think, is what, turned it. But, Pollard injury was big, too.
Is there any difference between Dak and Tony Romo? I mean, if you take Dak out of that and you put prime Tony Romo in that game, is the team any better or any worse?
No,
not really.
I don't think so. I think Dak is extremely overrated.
I just think Dak has.
Dak is definitely overrated.
Dak just has a little more mobility than Romo.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, Dallas hasn't played in a championship game in 27 years. So, I mean, I think everybody knows that they're trash. I mean, they have a pretty good team on paper every year, and they compete and they make the playoffs a little more than half of the time. And they've got 4 playoff wins since like the year 2000. They're not a good team. They can't get it done.
No. Joe, tell us about your podcast, Joe.
Philly Guy Speaks. Next episode will be out after Into the Nightcap, because I have my little routine watching Tony, watching Duncan's show, and be out late Friday night. I will have this week my picks for the conference championship games, and I'm thinking about throwing in a horse race or 2 this weekend.
Damn, you're like Wolfman Jack. What do you come on at midnight? Duncan's show doesn't go off until Saturday morning most days.
Sometimes it doesn't get loaded until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. And what is there big horse? There's no big horse race this weekend, is there? What's going on this weekend? Florida Derby or is
you got the Pegasus? You got the Pegasus. You got the Pegasus race, which is a $3 million race down in Florida at Gulfstream, and you have a race in Arkansas this weekend.
Okay. What's it? Give us. And I haven't even started to look yet, but give me a name. Give me a name or 2 names that I need to be looking out for come Derby time. Horse names.
Right now, because I haven't really looked too much into it right now. Baffert has a horse, and I forget his name. But the one thing is, all the Baffert horses, they have to be with a different trainer by February 28th to receive points for the Kentucky Derby because of the Medina Spirit positive.
Mm-hmm.
Baffert is suspended for 2 years. So he can't run in Churchill until the first race card after the Derby this year.
All right. So is there a name or 2 you got or no? Or not yet?
Not yet. I mean, it's too early because I also need to start looking at everything that's going on there with those races.
I gotcha. Look, guys, I know I had you guys holding on for quite a while. When Tony gets going,
not a problem.
I'm never gonna cut Tony off because Tony's the man. But I appreciate you guys coming on here, and I appreciate you, Bill. I mean, why don't you try watching the show once in a while instead of just showing up to come on? You know what I mean? That's it.
I know,
I'm going to
man.
invite you on every week, and then I'm just not going to bring you on anymore, just so you sit there and wait. That's all. I feel like Jimmy Kimmel
I'll try to
used
get on a little bit more often. I mean, Wednesday nights, I've had so many ridiculous, things going on. But
I'm going to tell you, Bill, the same thing that the ladies used to tell me in the Happy Ending massage place in Bricktown way back in the early 90s. Everybody busy. You come every week, okay? All right, guys. I appreciate it. I expect you guys back next week, groveling when the Niners smash your Eagles. All right, we're gonna get to a little bit of hockey news real quick here.
Hey, Joe, I like your hat, by the way. I like
Thank
how
you.
ours say Super Bowl champions, not just like the Super Bowl.
We were thinking alike here.
Not participants.
Yeah.
All right. Look, Duncan's got a plane to catch. Nick obviously had a plane to catch or something. I don't know what happened to Nick. He's always got technical issues. But before we drop off, Looch has got some hockey stuff going on.
Looch,
a hockey guy, and Looch sent me some hockey stuff to get up here. Reese has been knocking too. I don't know. We'll try to get there. But Looch, what do you want me to pull up here first?
The fight Milan Lucic.
Milan Lucic.
Lucic.
Right. Was that the first video you
Which
sent?
his nickname is Looch.
Oh,
this guy's nasty, man.
All right, let's see if I can grab this right here. So, what is this? Set this up for
everybody
us, right?
loves a good hockey fight, right?
Yeah. Is there a setup for this, or just boom, just let it rip?
Just let it rip.
What's up with my Kraken? You said my Kraken are doing it, huh?
Kraken are getting better, yes.
This video is age restricted and only no good, Looch. No
All
good.
right. Was this violence? We can't watch violence.
Yeah.
Oh, violence. What is the other one, Looch? You sending me another band video? What's the other one? I'll throw the other one up here for you. What do you got on the other one?
I think that was Capitals and Rangers.
The Rangers.
Off.
The blue shirt.
Three assists. Here we go. Right off the face-off. 3 fights simultaneously. Rooney and Dowd. Di Giuseppe going at it with Hathaway, Blackwell, and Hagelin. 1 second in.
First off, classy move by Blackwell. He had Hagelin down and he didn't throw an
That was
extra
last
punch.
year.
This looks like the boarding area at
Di
American
Giuseppe are really
Airlines
getting
flight to
after one
Orlando
another.
tomorrow morning.
Shit. And he's down.
That reminds
Gonna
me
score
of
that
John
2-1
Tortorella coached the
Washington,
Rangers
even though I'm a
and
Blue
Pete
Shirt
DeBoer coached
fan.
the New Jersey Devils, and they got after it, Kenny. You were here to do that game. I was here to do that game with Doc Emmerich, and it got a whole lot of nasty. That was a lot of nasty right there.
Nothing like 4 guys in the
Remember
box.
David Quinn, he's the
Put him in the
coach.
box.
He gets to put his roster in first, and you see Rooney's talking, Dowd's talking, and there's no messing around. Let's go. And I think everybody else got the message pretty early on there, Kenny. This was probably the highlight of all the bouts, with fists of fury flying both ways. See Dowd out of Huntsville, Alabama, fighting Rooney out of Canton, Massachusetts, and those are 2 big, strong guys getting after one another.
Hey, but did anybody connect?
All 6 players sent to the
That
penalty
was-
box.
That was after one of the Capitals took Artemi Panarin and dropped him, and the Rangers had to send a message with that game. That was the next game that they played each other. That was last year.
That's breaking news. Are you giving us last year's fights, Luch? Come on, there's no good fights going on this year.
Well,
Luch,
the Lucic was this year's fight.
did you go
one that-
out and
the one that
buy the
didn't come up.
jersey of the guy in the Flyers, the guy who wouldn't wear the rainbow jersey?
Provorov.
Provolone,
No, I
baby.
Provorov. No.
No, you're not supporting him.
I just didn't buy the jersey, man. I'm not a Flyer fan, so I did buy the Chicago jersey from Christmas Vacation, though.
There you go. There you go.
So Luch has got, and we're working on this, and this is coming soon, right, Luch? We got a hockey show, and Luch is already lining up guests and guest hosts and everything else. So as usual, our show didn't go exactly as according to planned tonight. But we were up to, here's big news. We were up to 2 people at one time in the Twitter spaces.
Is that yourself?
No, not including us. Including us, there was 3, including Bleacher Brothers. But there was, and Whamby's been in both of them on No Filter and Twitter spaces.
Whamby.
Appreciate the support, Whamby. And then there was someone else in there at some point. But so next week, we'll be back at the regular time, and then the following week, it's going to be. We'll let you know. Me and Duncan will be on. Hopefully mornings and night, at least Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But we'll get it straightened out and we'll figure it out. I appreciate a lot of new people. We had a big audience again tonight. The intro, I dug it. I don't know. Did you dig it, Duncan, or no? Looch, what did you think of the intro?
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. I liked it.
Duncan?
Good
I
stuff.
loved it. Great intro. Loved the little mice drop in there. Loved the little San Fran and Philly tease.
Cool.
Very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go, Duncan, for you. All right, Duncan, have a safe trip. Looch, have a good night. Looch, we saved the hockey till the very end, and we didn't even do anything with the hockey because you sent us bomb videos. But next week, more Looch next week, okay? Guys, everybody have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Robin. Check out Tony's show. Check out Luker Monday nights. Check out all the shows on No Filter. Adios.
All right.
Peace.
Good night, guys. See ya.